Alright everyone, my name is Solomon, better known as PCG here on YouTube, and welcome to day 28 of our journey to Platinum here in Elden Ring. So we're actually back in Limgrave yet again, because after yesterday when I went through and did all of that kind of like side stuff that I had forgotten about, I then found out that there's a couple of things that I actually haven't done. Well, really one thing here in Limgrave, and one of those is this. So this beach here, you can actually get to from up here. And I looked at a couple of strategies for getting down here. If I just drop, it's going to kill me. But I think that if I do this... Yes, sweet. Okay. So we make it to here. I've never been down here before. I didn't know that, or at least I've never been down to the beach. I may have been on this level before, but I didn't know that this was how you had to get down here. So I'm guessing now that I must have done my entire original playthrough of this game without ever coming down here, because I thought that it was something that you accessed later on in the game, and I must have just assumed I had gotten to it or forgot that it was even here. So we're going to go down and check this out, and this should be the last thing in Limgrave, to my knowledge right now, that we need to do. But then we also need to go to the Round Table Hold, because there is a invader in the Round Table Hold that I totally forgot about, that I need to go and deal with. So I'm thinking I can probably do this here. Yes, ooh, and I didn't take any damage. I'm going to go ahead and heal Torrent real fast. Let's do 2 times. We'll do 2 heals. Okay, so then what's the best way to get down from here? Oh, probably right here. Nice. Okay, sweet. And then I think that this guy drops like a pretty crazy Ash of War. And part of what made me realize that... Oh, crap, I was trying to get the backstab. Dang it. Whoa, okay. Oh, wow. Okie dokie there. I'm going to heal real fast. Part of what made me realize that I hadn't come down here was I saw in someone else's playthrough that they had this particular Ash of War I had never seen before. And when I looked, I realized they got it in an episode where they made it down here. So I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what I'm missing then. This guy is a jerk. Oh, my. This is basically the guy that I fought on the Weeping Peninsula in that weird little, like, culty area. This guy seems a bit more difficult, though. Crap. Alright, I'm going to heal real fast. He does all his gravity attacks. And I'm excited for whatever this Ash of War is. I don't know if it's something I'll use or not, but it'll still be cool to have it. Alright, so what you got? Ash of War Gravitas. Okay, so let's see what that does. Okay, so... this Ash of War grants an armament the magic affinity and the following skill. Gravitas, skill originating from the Alabaster Lords who had Skin of Stone. Thrust the armament into the ground to create a gravity well. In addition to dealing damage, this attack pulls enemies in. So usable on melee weapons, small armaments, and whips accepted. Okay, so I think that means I could utilize it on my flail then? And even if I can't, I would be able to use it on the Uchigatana that I've been thinking about upgrading. So let's just check through here real fast. Since I've never been down here, I have no idea what all there is to find. I think that that's pretty much it, though. Unless there's some sort of other entrance to something or an item that I'm not aware of. But this was the area that I think it's right up there. Is that it? Yeah, right there is where the Church of Pilgrimage is. So maybe like 8 or 9 days ago, I was talking about how ooh, there's a crab here. I was talking about how I didn't know how to get down here, and it would probably be something I'd get to later. And boy, was I mistaken. All right, give me those crab eggs and strip of white flesh. And then picked up something off of this corpse. I don't remember what it was. It was not super important. So let's see, is there anything else along here? What about, like, up here? It'd be so cool if there was, like, a whole cave or something that I never knew about. And I have a feeling I could jump to that, but I don't think there's any reason to. Because that part of the beach over there is the section where the the demi-human cave is at. Like the beach side or grove side or whatever it's called, cave. So we don't really have any reason to go over there. And it looks like that's probably everything that's down here. So I feel like the main point is just that gravitas Ash of War. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. But how else would you say it, right? So what we're going to do now, now that I've collected this and hopefully have cleared out... Oh, there is a thing here. What? Holy crap. And this thing isn't even lit. Like, it's so hidden. They did... Like, this little thing isn't even lit. That's crazy. So this is uncharted territory for me. I've never been in here before. Holy crap. Oh my gosh! This leads over to the very beginning of the game. I always wondered how the heck you were supposed to get this item, and I never knew. Holy crap. Okay, so does that just increase... Boost holy damage negation. Okay. Jeez, I always wondered how to get this item. And that's how you get it. We've discovered something new here today, folks. That's so cool. That makes me so happy. That, yeah, and then it's going to send me through tutorial stuff again, but I don't need to do that. Makes me so happy that we found that. Because I had no idea. Had no clue that that's how you got to that. It just goes to show how massive this game is. The amount of things that even in my, like, technically, like, third playthrough, I didn't know about. Alright, so down here is where this invader is that I was talking about. And there's also some items down here and stuff. So I had... When we first made it to the round table hold, I had said I wasn't going to jump down here yet because I didn't want to fight the invader, but I think we're at a spot now where I could very much deal with him. Mad Tongue Alberic. You're gonna... Yeah, I don't really need to do the bow and stuff. I'm not about that life. Oh yeah, and he does. This is like frost stuff that he does. Ooh, shoot. Okay. I think that I can take this guy, but he definitely is a little bit difficult, especially if he gets you with that, with the frost stuff. Oh, and he's got, like, briar capabilities, too. And it looks like that was his only heal, so that's sweet. Ooh, man, how long? You just keep on going with that, don't you, buddy? Oh, I need to heal. I need to heal real quick. Crap. I don't want to get frost, because if I get frost, I am screwed. Oh! And there you go. I was right about that. So, his main thing, I guess, is... I feel like that's the biggest challenge with him is the frostbite. Because everything else is kind of just... You can somewhat tank it. But if you get frostbite, it just completely sucks your health. And then you're screwed. So let's do this. I'm just going to stick this on because I might as well. Put this on too. Oh, and I should have been closer to him for when he does the bow. So that I could get a couple hits on him right off the bat. Crap. And that AoE is kind of cool. I wonder if I can get that from him. Don't you hit me again. Oh, no! Ugh. Okay. Oh my goodness. Oh, he's gonna get me again. Blip. I need to just dodge. I need to just, like, be more patient and actually dodge. Alright, and I gotta remember he does have one heal, so... It'd be cool if I could just get him before he even gets a heal off, though. Dang it, man. Stop jumping back. You are annoying. You are very, very annoying. Ooh, that probably would have killed me if I would have been too close to him. Nice, I got the bleed. If I can get him again, yes, sweet. All right, that's it for him. Down he goes. So Taunter's Tongue. I think that's an online item, right? I don't think that that's something that I even care about. Yeah, lords and invaders. I wonder, though, if you can use that against NPC invaders. That would be a good thing to know. So I'm not sure about that. But regardless, we got him, and then there's a couple of items down here to grab. I don't think there's anything along this side, though, or even back here. I think it's just the doorway on the other side. That doorway right there, I think, is the only thing that's open. Because this second one over here, is this one closed? Sure is. Okay. Alright, so let's grab whatever's back here. I don't remember what is here. We got lots of old war paraphernalia, though. Pretty sweet. And so now that this is done, too, now is the time, guys. Now is when we're heading up towards the castle. Oh, that's where you get that thing. And I think that is a faith weapon, if I'm not mistaken. Probably not something I'm ever going to care to use. Oh, yeah, very much a faith weapon. 30 faith is what's required for that. Imbue the Cipher Blade with light, then lunge forward with a sudden piercing attack. This attack cannot be blocked. That's pretty cool. So it weighs nothing. It does crap ton of holy damage. And it literally just scales with faith. Interesting. Alright, so now that that's done, let's head back up towards the castle. We're going to go right to Stormhill Shack. So we'll check everything in the surrounding area. We'll go up and grab the Grace that's just outside of, or just inside of the main castle entrance. And then what I want to do before actually going into the castle and fighting the first boss there, because there's a boss immediately inside the castle. So before doing that, I want to wrap around the back of the castle and grab the Grace that's just inside of Liurnia, just so that we kind of know that that's out of the way before even fighting the boss in there. And we won't do anything in Liurnia, though, until I make it all the way through the castle, is my thought right now. But there is the map fragment for Liurnia is pretty close to the start of the area, so, I mean, it potentially may not be a bad idea to just run it and grab the map fragment so that I've got it. So we'll see about that. And like I said, I'm still considering the possibility of using the Uchigatana because of the fact I just think it'd be a really fun weapon to use, and because this is the first dex build I've ever really done in a Souls game, since I usually do strength, I've never used a weapon like that, so it'd be a lot of fun to use. But kind of what I'm thinking is it ultimately going to be better for me in the long run to start dumping upgrade materials into that, or to keep upgrading my flail? Because I think overall the flail might be better, because it came from the Knights Cavalry, and I'm just wondering if that means that it's technically kind of like a boss weapon, but not really. So I don't know. So I'm still sort of indecisive about that. I definitely do not want to use it right now, though, with it unupgraded, because all I would be doing is making my life way more difficult than it needs to be, going from the +4 flail to something that's not upgraded at all. Okay, so all of this is covered. Right around this bend here is what actually leads us up to the castle. So there's a lot of friends to deal with up here. So let's first make our way through all this stuff behind, I guess. This stuff that's behind the bridge. Or actually, now that I think about it, no, that's not what we're gonna do. First, I am gonna work my way through all of this, because then when I work my way behind the bridge, I don't have to like turn around and come back. I can just go straight through to oh no, don't you. I just go straight through to where Liurnia is at. And I think him blowing the trumpet, I accidentally gave him just enough time, so they're all coming out of the woodwork now. There's guys up there with crossbows too. And there are a lot of guys around here. This castle is heavily guarded. But they're not really any problem. I do want to come up here and deal with these guys, though, because having them shooting arrows from the peanut gallery is annoying while I'm trying to fight everything else. Or bolts, I guess I should say, since they're crossbows. Okay, and then I think there's a couple... Oh yeah, look at you! You're just roaming around. Just roaming around. Don't even know what's happening to all of your fellow compadres. Oh, shoot! Oh, crap! Holy... Wow. Alright. I didn't even know that would be able to hit me right there. That went at, like, a really weird trajectory. I wish you could use this thing, though. That would be so cool if you could actually fire it. Sadly, you cannot, though. Alright, so let's grab this Grace that's up here. It's interesting that the storm is still inside. You see the way that it's still, like, all blurry and or all stormy and stuff in here? It's kind of weird. Alright, so then, yeah, right through here is where this first boss is. I believe that's Margit, the Fell Omen. And he's, I mean, to be honest, he's not really anything I'm super concerned about. Every boss, though, I feel like I'm having to... I'm approaching in such a way in this playthrough where I know how I felt about it the first time around, and then kind of like second time around, but because I'm not using shields or anything, I'm finding that there are certain bosses that maybe before I was like, oh yeah, I mean, it's like not a big deal, or something like the Crucible Knight where I'm like, yeah, it's a big deal, but I can handle it. And now going, wow, okay, it's not as easy as I thought because I was hiding behind the shield all the time. So for Margit, that could be a similar situation that I find myself in where I think it's not going to be an issue, and then maybe it will be. Oh, there's still a guy hanging out over here. There we go. That was the last one. I like not only that you get your flask back just for the purpose of you get your flask back. Like, it just kind of makes traversing an area easier if you get something back after you kill a group of enemies. But it's also nice because it sort of alerts you to the fact that, okay, like, everything in the area you have killed. Once you see that flask come back, you're good. Ooh, Wild Strikes. That could be a good one, too, to utilize, depending on what type of weapons it's usable on, I guess. Alright, and I think we're pretty much good throughout here. I think most of the bushes have been checked thoroughly, and everything that I could possibly ever want or desire has been grabbed, except for this herba. Let's see, though, along here real fast, if there's any items. And then we can kind of work our way underneath the bridge behind that. And there's that finger reader crone back there, so we'll talk to her. She's just a senile old lady that likes to look at people's hands. I don't know. It's weird. Some sort of fetish or something she's got. It's strange. I mean, it's real strange. So once we get back there, I don't particularly feel comfortable showing her my hands. I'm not really about that. But if she wants to see him, you know, she's an old lady, so what does it really hurt? Unless she's carrying some sort of disease. She's been around the block a few times. And I know that up through here, there are definitely bats underneath here somewhere. Just want to be a bit cautious as we go through this area. Item up there too, so we'll grab that. And so now that we're about to officially make our way into the castle, this will now be the actual biggest dungeon that we've gone through so far in this playthrough. Because we've gone through, at this point, like, Weeping Peninsula is totally done. At this point, biggest area or biggest dungeon that we've really gone through was Castle Morn, and now this, I mean, this like blows that out of the water. This castle, I mean, it's insane, just the detail and amount of places that you can go. And I've talked a little bit before about how one of the things that I think is interesting about that is that on top of the fact that this is FromSoft's first crack at an open world game, you've still got those like more linear or dungeon-esque elements in the game that you would see in Dark Souls or in Bloodborne, in places like these castles, because it very much feels like something more along the lines of Dark Souls when you go through a castle like this. And I think it really like breaks up the feel of the game nicely. And this always, I'm trying to go along the sort of the edges of this first, because there's a lot of little nooks and crannies here along these supports. And so all this down here, that was where we were at yesterday. So all that stuff is 103% done. Oh, and look at this. There's just you guys having a little meeting over here? Little bat meeting? And they're one-hit kills now. Well, at least when they're down. I think when they're up in the air and when they're actually aware of you, when their attention's on you, I think I can still only kill them in 2. And just think about it. Okay, so think about the fact that if it wasn't for the storm, think about how cool it could be to like look out over some of this stuff. I mean, not in this direction, because, well, actually, yeah, in this direction, because you'd probably see part of Liurnia from right here. And that would be super cool. That's why I wish that visibility was better on Stormhill. I know that literally defeats the purpose of Stormhill, but I miss that visibility and being able to see everything. Being able to look out on the horizon and see the glorious areas we're headed to. Oh, okay, so I did kill him in 1 hit, even when he was flying. And him, okay. Sweet. And so something that might not be a bad idea to do is part of the way that I could make the decision about if I'm going to switch over to the Ujigatana is I could upgrade it to +4 and then just sort of compare the damage, the type of damage I can do with it, and then maybe decide from there. And because I like the moveset on it, I don't mind the moveset, and I also feel like it would probably have it would definitely have much better reach than my flail. It's not even just I feel like it would. It would definitely have much better reach than the flail, which is something that I think could be kind of nice, because the reach on this weapon is not bad necessarily, but I could definitely have something much better in terms of reach. And I think that could help even just in situations like when fighting bats, where when they fly up in the air, and let's say I'm on horseback, it might be a little bit easier to deal with that, because I can reach them better. Alright, so here's where that item was I saw. Lump of flesh. Where's this guy? Oh, there's 3s of you. One by one. 1 hit at a time. 1 hit at a time. If I can even hit this guy. There we go. My goodness. Flapping his wings around like a psychopath. I thought that was an item down there that I missed. So I was sitting here thinking about a conversation that I had a couple days ago now. I was talking to a couple of really good friends of mine that I hadn't talked to in... I mean, I'd sort of texted them a little bit here and there over the past couple of years, but I hadn't really seen them since probably high school. And I think when we were talking about it, we realized it had probably been... So maybe it was a little after high school, because it had probably been 5 or 6 years since we had really seen each other and really caught up with how each other's lives were going and all that. And so maybe 12, 13 episodes ago, I was talking about how I recently turned 25 just a few weeks ago, and it got me thinking, just kind of looking over my life and going, what have I accomplished and all that. And I won't go into everything I talked about that day, because I talked about it that day, and you can go watch that episode to hear about all that. But it was interesting hearing their perspectives on that, because they were exactly the same age, like literally two. They're both they're twins, and they were born, I think, like a week and a half before me. So I kind of brought that up, just my feelings with turning 25, and they were saying the exact same thing, just how we recognize and we understand that 25 is not old by any stretch of the imagination. We're still so young and have so much time, yet there's still just that sort of feeling in the back of your mind of going, what have I gotten done? what have I accomplished, and what have I learned, and you just sort of assess yourself and figure out what you want to do now. And maybe, I know for me, one of the things that I've been doing is sort of backtracking in life and going, all right, what are maybe some goals that I had in the past that for whatever reason I let die out, and I lost interest in, or I gave up on because I thought it wasn't going to be possible, and I didn't believe in my abilities enough, and so that's why I'm kind of going back and doing some of those things. Oh, look at that. And so they were kind of saying the same thing, just that feeling, and I think we kind of left the conversation at why not now? It's never too late to do the things that you wanted to do.
You, please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers.
All right.
Bless you. Head to the foundation of gold tarnished. Traverse Rhea Lucaria, glintstone eventide, and reunite the half crescents at the grand lift. Oh, but the bridge is collapsed and cannot be crossed. Only, why should that matter? Stormvale Castle still stands tall. You.
Okay, so then yeah, she's just gonna repeat her weird hand fetish nonsense. Okay, so that's everything in here. So now that we've talked to her too, let's work our way down here. So this will allow me to wrap around into Liurnia, and then we will just fast travel back into the castle. Oh yeah, and also since I got that cookbook, let's see what that allows me to craft. So it was 7 soft cotton, stanching boluses, and rainbow stone arrow. Wait, so staunching boluses. What is that one? Oh, it's the blood loss. Sweet. Okay, I've been wanting that for a while. There's been a couple instances where I've needed that but couldn't craft it. Cool. So that's super nice to have. And then the soft cotton is nice too, because I can't remember if it just quiets your footsteps or if it also helps with high drops. I don't remember exactly. Crap, this, I do not want to lose this. You better not. Got him. Okay. Stormwall. Ooh, that one could be fun too. Which reminds me, after all of the talk, everything I said a while back about needing to make sure that I don't forget to utilize the Ash of War that's on my flail, the Storm Stomp, I still have consistently forgot to use it. Like, I swear I probably haven't used it since that day or a couple days after I put it on here. So I need to utilize that more. I'm also curious though which bosses it would work against. I feel like a lot of the larger size bosses, there's no chance that a Storm Stomp would, like, they'd laugh at that. But with some of the smaller bosses inside of catacombs and things like that, like maybe something like the Cemetery Shade, I feel like it could work well against. And maybe give you a little bit of breathing room while you're fighting it, which could be cool. And I guess all of that might be useless to even think about anyway if I'm planning on switching to the Uchigatana, but at the same time I could put the Ash of War on there, but I kind of like the unique ability it already has, where you sort of like sheath the sword, and then when you unsheath it, it's like a strong attack. That's super cool, and that's one of the reasons I want to use it, to be honest, because I think that would be awesome. So yeah, right now we're sort of walking along the entire exterior length of the castle, and this will dump us out on the other side. And I think that up here, what's his name? The sewing guy. Why can I not remember his name? I don't know why I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his name right now, but I think that guy that we initially found in Limgrave, he was all he made himself look like a bush. Oh, Bach, demi-human Bach, the seamster. I think that he's up here waiting for us already, most likely. If it progresses in the same way that it did in my first playthrough, he should be up here. Golden Rune. Don't mind if I do. And I've got 6k on me right now, so I'm not quite. I mean, we're getting to a point where levels are definitely level ups are definitely costing a lot more. I think I'm at like 13,000 for a level now. So as we get into some of these other areas, the rune drops on things will begin to increase, which is nice. So I can actually start maybe pumping out levels a little faster. Liurnia of the Lakes. And it's so cool that like halfway up this path, you hear the music switch over to Liurnia's music. Oh my gosh. Even these wolves are a little harder than even just down on Stormhill. They have upgraded. They've evolved. Woo! I'm gonna fall off, and so is he. You can fall. I'm cool with you falling if you really want. Like, I don't have any issue with that. Oh, and there's another one. I gotta heal, man. This is pretty pitiful. I think I should really just get off of Torrent. That would probably make my life a whole lot easier. But me and Torrent, we're buddies like that. We're united as one. In a covenant of spectral steedness. These trees are so funny to me, these little ones. The way that they just wave back and forth like that in the storm. It looks so derpy. And pretty soon we'll get past the storm and we'll actually be able to see out over Liurnia, which is so dope. Liurnia is one of the prettiest areas in this game by far. Every area is pretty. I tend to feel that Limgrave is probably the least pretty of all of the areas, I would say. But look at this. Look, oh my gosh, look at how incredible that is. And see, now we can see up to where the capital is and where the Erd tree's at. Like, how freaking cool is that? Man, I love it. It looks so incredibly good. I'm going to switch over to my torch real fast because I can't see much in these little back areas. Yeah, so I think that this is just an incredibly beautiful area, and so is the capital's extremely gorgeous. I think that, well, I think that Limgrave probably, in my estimation, looks better than up where like the lava area is. Can't remember what that area is called. Where you fight like Praker Rykard or whatever his name is. I don't think that area is super pretty either. It's all pretty again, but it's just I don't love that area very much. Kind of forgettable to me. Clearly, since I can't even remember. Oh, Mount Gelmer, I think is what it is. I just don't think it's a super pretty area.
Hello? Is someone there?
Yeah, it's me.
My name is Hayata, and I'm journeying in search of the distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next, but when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true duty as a finger maiden.
Do I have any yet?
Hello? Would you donate any? I'm on a pilgrim, and when I eat one.
Okay, I don't think I have any Shabriri grapes yet.
Would you donate? I'm on a pilgrim when I eat.
Okay, so we'll have to come back to her. And yeah, it looks like Bach is not here. So maybe once we clear out the castle, he will show up. So we've got this. Where is it? Ooh, in Crystal Buds. We'll start to collect those now. That's cool. Where was this entrance? Oh yeah, right here. So this is like a back entrance into the castle. So this is where we'll come out of once we go through the whole thing. So I think what I am going to do real fast, let me think. So that's right where the first map is. So let's run down and actually grab the map real fast. We can come back and explore all of this in depth once I go through Liurnia in a few episodes. But first, there's a couple points I want to hit real quick. Sacred Tear. Let's talk to this guy too.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
Oh, shoot, 10 runes? Yeah.
Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Topes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as promised. Only, none of them are particularly great. Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Rea Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning.
Oh man, he's got a lot of dialogue options. Let's ask him about Selen first.
You've taken an apprenticeship with Selen. Well, that is something. Selen was well known. The most promising sorceress in the history of the Academy. I followed her at school. But there may as well have been an ocean between us. But Selen was expelled from the Academy, accused of unthinkable treatment of certain sorcerers, under the name of the Graven Witch. I still don't believe the accusations. The illustrious Selen would never do such things. Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery, but still, my place is at the Academy. Find yourself without one, you can't pass through, and you'll never reach the edge.
Okay, so is he just...
Find yourself without one, and you'll never...
Okay, cool. So then he's got Glintstone Pebble, which I already have one of. Glintstone Arc, I also already have one of. And then Starlight. Create starlight to illuminate surroundings. One of the Glintstone sorceries of the Academy of Rea Lucaria creates a small floating starlight that illuminates surroundings. This sorcery can be cast while in motion, granted to sorcerers who depart from the Academy to embark on journeys. Even during the blackest nights, sojourns underground, or imprisonment in jail, the stars are never far from a sorcerer's side. I kind of want that just because I've never used it. I'm curious if it works well. So I guess we'll see. I'll use it and see what happens. And so let's go ahead and just do this run all the way down. There's a merchant at the bottom of this path, and we're gonna run by a decent amount of stuff on the way down. There's a whole little camp here that we'll run through. But for the most part, I don't want to deal with most of this stuff right now. I kind of just want to get down to where the merchant is and then where the map is. But I guess we can run through here and just grab the items that I see. Ooh, okay, we got the fur, we got that. Smoldering butter. Ooh, 6 smoldering butterflies. Blutterflies. Isn't there a chest somewhere in here too? if I'm not mistaken. Or no. Maybe not. Okay. And again, we'll go through all of this in depth eventually, but right now it's just the name of the game is sprint through for the time being. Okay, so let's grab this. Merchant guy is right here, and while I'm here, let me quickly memorize this spell. Ooh, and I can also increase amount since I got Sacred Tear. Sweet. So what does that put us at? +3 or 4? I don't remember. But let's memorize this. What can I switch out right now? Maybe I'll switch this out just for the time being, just so I can kind of test it out. So let me get rid of the torch. Let me also turn this off. And let's see, what kind of light will this emit? Very curious. Ooh, oh, that's very cool. So how long does it stay? I actually like that a lot. I think I will probably use that pretty frequently. To stay if I'm on torrent too? It does. Oh, that's so cool. That is really cool. I like that a lot. Awesome. So let's see. I'm just gonna keep it there, see how long it stays.
You around here? Surprised you found me in my little nook. No matter, no matter. Your money's as good as anyone else's. Why don't you take a look at my wares? Oh, but don't ask me how I got my hands on them, eh?
Hey man, I don't care where you found him. Oh, he's got a lantern as well, and oh, I'm definitely gonna want that. Oh, and he's got 3 of these. I'm gonna take all of those. I guess I'll take all 5 of those too. Lantern, I've got those. I've got that. Estoc, and then Astrologer Staff. Staff of the Astrologer's a glintstone is embedded in the tip, enabling it to use. Okay. So it doesn't have any particular skill. Yeah, that seems pretty useless. And then you've got astrologers. All the entire astrologer's fit. Cool, okay. And this thing is still hanging out above me. That is really, really cool. I am a big fan of that, and I don't know why I've never used that before. But let's go grab this map real fast. Oh, there's a lot. Oh. There's a lot of guys hanging around it. I'm trying to get them to sort of walk away from it so that I can grab that. I don't really want to fight them right now. Got it. Okay. Liurnia East. Sweet. Alright, so we've got that. And then, was there something else I wanted to do down here? I don't think that there was. So if I rest, I would assume that will make this disappear. So I wonder if it just it's still there even when I rest. How does this work? I don't understand this. That is so cool though. I'm very pleasantly surprised by how awesome that is. That was a good investment. Oh wow. Wow. I've got 49 of those on me right now, so I could definitely upgrade my Uchigatana. And then let's also see this cookbook I got. I think it was 11. Crystal Dart, Spellproof Dried Liver, and Shatter Shard Arrow. What is a Crystal Dart? Oh. Cool. Okay. Oh, and now it disappeared. Okay, so maybe it is just a timed thing. I don't know. Cool, so we got... It's so weird the way that the map works in this area. The fact that it shows you like all the way up to here. Like that's basically pretty much up to Mount Gelmer. But then this whole section here is not revealed. It's interesting to me the way that works. And I think that the next piece of the map is somewhere maybe off in this direction. Cool, so let's now go back to Castle Ward Tunnel. And let's take on Margit. Stomp his face into the ground real quick, and then we'll be able to actually progress into the castle finally. I'm gonna put my lantern on since it has become nighttime. Alright, Margit, let's do this, brother.
Foul tarnished. In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
Man, he's a big boy. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna have to get used to the moveset, as always. Okay, and I do decent damage to him. It's not too bad. I think that his attacks are relatively easy to dodge. It's mostly just he's another one that he's got attacks that are really slow, which I am often not good with, the slow attacks. And his jumping already is annoying me. And I bet I can get bleed on him, so I need to work towards that for sure. Ooh, okay, so he can hit you with his tail. It's good to know. Oh wait, my flasks are up to +5 now. I didn't realize we were at +5. That's sweet. Would you stop jumping around? See, like, look at how long that attack takes him. Ooh. Okay, I'm gonna heal real fast. Oh, and this thing too. This is the thing that takes forever. Yeah, see, like, it does, my friend. Oh man, and he's. Oh crap. Oh, got the bleed, sweet. Oh, man, that reaches far. Oh! Oh, he missed me. I wonder if I can get bleed again, that'd be sweet. Oh, crap. Ooh, oh. Oh, man, he got me. Crap. I started to panic, and I started to roll too much. All right, yeah, so it's that, again, it's the slow attacks that I always struggle the most with, because I try to roll way too soon. All right, but now that I've kind of got a feel for his attacks, I'll use all this stuff, and let's make this happen. And you know, I probably shouldn't be using the magic grease. I should just be using the like Scholar's Armament. And actually, I think he's weak to fire, not magic, so. Yeah, that doesn't seem to really be doing any extra damage. Crap. Most of his attacks don't even hurt all that much, which is nice. I knew that was coming, but I just decided to tank it and get another hit. Oh, crap, I didn't know he was going to follow up. Oh. And I've still got my health tick from the physic. That's nice. Oh, shoot. Okay, that actually hurts a good bit. Dang it. Dang it, I dodged too early. Crap. Oh, he's gonna get me. Nope, he missed me, he missed me. How far does that reach? Oh man, he... Okay, I still haven't gotten bleed on him yet, which is interesting. Okay, got the timing on that. Not on that, though, apparently. Dang it. Okay, let me heal again. Why have I still not gotten bleed? There we go, there's bleed. Ah, that's the one I'm struggling with. I'm tempted to heal again, but since I've got... Oh, crap. Okay, I'm gonna heal right now. Dang it. Okay, heal, heal, heal. Nice. Gets me back to full. And he goes down. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, like I said, he's not super difficult. I find him to be relatively easy. And there is our next trophy. Look at that. And a talisman pouch.
Smoldering with thy meager flame, cower in fear of the night. The hands of the fell Omen shall brook thee no quarter.
It's a nice speech, buddy, but it just doesn't mean anything to me. Couldn't care less. Man, you don't get many runes from him though. Cause I still can't level up. But that is sweet that I got another talisman patch. I have been or pouch. I've been wanting that forever, and I thought it was somewhere around here. So I'm gonna keep that one on, and then I don't know. I've got a lot of good talismans right now, I feel like. I think I need to take the time to look through them. So we've got the Sacrificial Twig. We've got Critical Hits Restore HP. What about Final... Okay, Charge Attack, Stamina Reducing, Attacks on Horseback. I don't usually use these unless I know I'm fighting something that is going to... That's going to be specifically useful against... I feel like the Blessed Dew Talisman is really nice because of the slow HP restoration, but I'm thinking this one might be the best bet. Raises maximum HP, stamina, and equipment load. Doesn't raise my HP all that much though, or my stamina. But let me see. What is? Oh, that's almost nothing. I feel like, even though I like the Erdtree's Favor a lot. Let's just keep Blessed Dew on for now. And just because I love having that consistent stamina restoration. And maybe at some point I'll swap it out if I decide it's not like super useful. But that's the thing, the Erdtree's Favor is also a really, really good talisman. I've used that quite a bit. But I just feel like maybe for right now where we're at, it might be better to utilize Blessed Dew. And the thing is, too, I didn't realize how little the Erdtree's Favor actually helps you in terms of your stats. I mean, it gives me, like, what was it, like 10 extra HP or something? And then maybe 7 or 8 extra stamina? I mean, it's not that great. Just seems like it would be better than that. But you can't have everything, you know? You know what I'm saying? So this is so cool. I'm so excited to be here and to go through here again. Alright, so let's grab this Grace that's up here before I drop down on any of these side pads or anything. And start getting myself all twisted up and lost. Because there's just a couple things here that I'd like to do in terms of checking things out. And then we'll wrap up for today. Because there's a couple little drop downs and stuff. Is this... Oh, no. Right up here. A couple little drop downs that I'd like to do that sort of just lead us right back to the same spot. And I think it'd probably be a good idea to just knock them out quickly before really getting into the meat and potatoes of the castle. And I think this is one of those pads. I think that this pretty much will just... Doesn't it loop me back around? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe we're going... Maybe this is the path of progression. I can't remember. But regardless, maybe we'll at least get to like this first Grace or something. Oh yeah, that's right. So it does. There's like a huge gulch here, so I can't actually get across. But we'll be over there eventually, and I think that right there, I don't know. I'm going to stop speculating because I don't really remember, to be totally honest with you. I don't remember how the path of progression works in this area. But I know I cannot access that yet, so then I think I'm just going to have to drop back down to that other thing. I shouldn't have even come this way, because I should have done the drop down on the other side. Because I think that's the one that loops around to over here, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Stormvale overall is one of the dungeons where I do get a little bit turned around. Specifically, like, not out here. Clearly, I'm already getting turned around a little bit out here, and we've barely done anything. But I get a bit turned around inside because there's so many ways to go, and they all kind of loop into each other, which is super cool. But I definitely get myself lost. Furrow Calling Finger Remedy, thank you very much. And I think this precarious platform here is what leads us back around to the... Ooh, I just almost walked off to the spot. Let me put on my trusty handy-dandy lantern. And then what is this, might I ask? Fire grease. Yeah, and so during that fight, or just before that fight, something that I hadn't even thought about, like, it hit me as I was walking in the boss room. Since I literally have... Do I still have it? Oh, I don't even have it memorized right now. Since I have that Scholar's Armament sorcery, it almost seems silly at times to use the magic grease. But I guess since I don't even have it allocated or memorized right now, maybe that's kind of my only real choice. Let's also see, I think that this here just drops us back down again. I don't think that there's any items here to be had. Yeah, this will just take us right back down to where we were. Cool. Okay, so I think that's going to wrap us for today. So we made it all the way up to the main gate, and that means that tomorrow, since Limgrave is done, Weeping Peninsula is done, we can begin our real progression through the castle.
Come over here, would you? You're tarnished, aren't you? I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. You'll breach the castle undetected. Yes, that's the spirit. You're just the kind of tarnished that I like. I pray for your success. Use that opening to breach the castle. The guards haven't a clue about it. You'll slip right inside undetected. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so just goes through the same dialogue. So eventually I can buy stuff from him. I don't know how soon that is, though. And then through here is where we will progress tomorrow and breach the castle undetected, like he said. Let's grab this, though. I need to just be done. I need to just be done for the day, but I keep seeing things that I want to grab. All right, so that's going to wrap us for today. So thank you so much for checking out today's episode. If you enjoyed it, I would highly appreciate it if you would leave a like, maybe a comment, and hit subscribe. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you tomorrow.